But yeah, it'll be mostly just sort of like pointing out interesting things that we haven't necessarily seen an awful lot. Or we haven't seen Reynad or someone from... well, Reynad. I was going to say someone from the team, but Ben's gone. Basically, it's something that we haven't seen Reynad talk and focus on a lot. And I will endeavour to focus on it. Anyway, without further ado, seeing as I've been streaming for nearly over a quarter of an hour now, maybe we'll actually do some Bazaar content. So he has the Haladi or Haladi to start with, which just hits twice on a 3-second cooldown. So if you get some on-hit effects, that'll be grand. But otherwise, this is just the random first item you get given as you come out of the gates at the beginning of Bazaar. We don't know if that's going to be the same in the finished game. I imagine in the finished game, you will just get a first merchant who will sell you stuff. I imagine they won't handhold you. But hey, we don't know. Maybe they will. It's going to go to Kev. I guess we are playing Pygmalien. And even back then, stacking up health was an excellent thing to do on Pygmalien. And we're just into another fight. He shouldn't really take too much damage here. I guess, actually no, because this thing is doing poison. For anyone that doesn't know, poison, which is this thing ticking the bottom down here, poison ignores shield. And at the moment, Reynad's build is kind of reliant on shield to keep it alive, or at least to make sure it doesn't take damage from NPCs. Lemonade Stand, one of my favourite cards in the game. Not because it's one of my favourite cards in the game, but just it's been used in so many different things. At the moment, it's actually quite a good, in quite a good place. Whenever you sell an item, permanently gain 20 max health. So this is a nice thing to pick up early as Pygmalion, because you can just start buying and selling constantly, especially at this point when he's got a full hand, a full board. You can just, every time you go to a merchant, sell a thing, buy a thing, sell a thing, buy a thing. 20 health every single time. This is the last merchant that you get at the moment. So this is, I don't know if this is going to make it through into the final game, but they were kind of happy with this, is that your last merchant, before you go into your battle, so you see this little compass thing, or clock. You start here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 encounters, and then a PvP battle. Your 8th encounter at the moment is always Kina, our sort of resident hippie lady. And she will always sell you, I think 3. I don't think I've ever seen 4 or 2. 3 0-cost items, which are all consumables, which just give you a buff. So the health potion gives you, I think, 10 max health. The shield gives you shielding for this round, and the chocolate bar gives you regeneration for this round, I believe. Or is it speed? Either way, this is also your last chance to sell stuff. The reason why he's selling stuff here is to make use of Lemonade Stand. He's selling all the stuff he doesn't actually need in this round of combat to gain more health. Because in his mind, a yo-yo, which triggers once every second and does 1 damage, typically fights will last between 10 to 15 seconds, so maximum in an average fight, this is doing 15 damage. Selling it gives him 20 health. So, and 1 gold. So why not? I didn't catch the other thing he sold. Was it the abacus that made, I guess, the belt charge slightly faster? Yeah, sell it. 2 strength from the chocolate bar. So strength will just increase the damage of all of your weapons. So it's actually quite good with Haladi. I will wait until the new match banner is out of the way, so you can see. So this down here is your stat block area. And that is the strength stat. And with 2 strength, all of your... How do I want to phrase this? All of your instances of regular damage will be increased by 2. So his Jabalian bow, which does like 50 damage in 1 hit, that'll now do 52 damage in 1 hit. But it still takes a long ass time to charge. Whereas his Haladi, which was doing 3 damage every time it hit, is now doing 5 damage every time it hits, and it hits twice each time it fires. So it's gone from doing a total of 6 damage to a total of 10 damage. So you can see that strength is better applied with items that trigger regularly. His Pygmalion he's against has quite a defensive build actually, but less max health. So I think the Jabalian Longbow is probably going to be the difference maker here, although he is really starting to gain some health here. No, I think Reynad might be in trouble here. Yeah, he's getting a lot of shielding off of his, what is that, landmark? I can't remember the name of that card off the top of my head. And yeah, here comes the desert. So, Speaking of fights lasting between 10 to 15 seconds, if they last more than 30 seconds, the Sandstorm kicks in. The Sandstorm ticks damage to each player every second, and then increases, I think it's exponentially. I haven't actually checked the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's exponential. So it'll do 1 damage, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. Either way, it is a great equalizer. It will destroy both players at the same time. Which means at this point, Reynad's already losing, and he already has less health, even though one of Reynad's greatest assets is that he had more health to start with. So he's almost definitely going to lose here. I don't think anything will happen to change that fact. No. He could have got lucky with when Jabalian Longbow triggered, because 52 damage nearly makes this even, but I think the landmark was just triggering too often. And he had no way of getting through it. That was basically giving him a buffer of 30 shield every time his 52 damage longbow was triggering. But hey, that was only his first loss. As you can see, as you probably saw the animation as well, really nice animation. But whenever you lose one of your hearts. So he lost his first game, this heart broke and filled up his heart bar. He loses again, this heart will break and fill up his heart bar, fill up his life bar, and then if he loses again, he's out. 3 strikes and you're out. Alright, so he's choosing to go into a fight here. It's an Atlas Stone. This thing has a lot of health. Partly due to its hero ability, I assume, which is just giving it a lot of HP. Star Chart, I believe, makes the Atlas Stone charge faster. This is actually quite a nasty NPC to go up against. But it looks like he's got it. Yeah, his Jabalian Longbow should have this, but he's going to take a bit of a hit for it. Oh, and the Sandstorm's going to kick in too. So this is one thing you want to be wary of while you're going through your day. We're on step number 1, or like encounter number 1, event number 1, and your health persists throughout the day. So Reynad currently has about half of his health to work with for the rest of the day. Bearing in mind he's using a max health build, for the next 7 encounters and the PvP fight, he has less health than a starting round 1 character. So he needs to earn some of that back. Now, of course, this will give him a chunky bit of gold. He shan't be needing gold for a little while, but now he's got to go against cultists as well. So he's choosing another fight. He doesn't have enough shielding to keep him alive through this, so he really is hoping on a miracle at this point. It's been a bit of a rough early run. I would recommend, again, the game might change drastically by the time it actually comes out, but taking early fights against NPCs can be very deadly. Does he lose? He does. Okay. As I was saying, early fights against NPCs can be very deadly, and there we see the second heart break. I didn't pick this one on purpose, by the way. This is just one of the recordings I happen to have in my library that I just grabbed. So yeah, Monocle is another thing that spawns 1 item. So when you buy Monocle, it'll spawn another item, which, okay, that could be good. If you've got no other options, buy a Monocle and hope to God that it gives you something good. But in this case, because we have the lemonade stand, you buy Monocle, suddenly you have 2 things to sell. So rather than just buying the Monocle and selling the Monocle for 20 health and 1 gold, because lemonade stand, you get an extra gold, so you buy it for 1 gold and sell both items it gives you for 1 gold each. Net gain of 1 gold, but also a net gain of 40 health. So Pygmalien has quite a few of these items you want to keep an eye out for. And now we're looking at some hero powers from Nufu. So we've got your item sell for double, trader, or whenever you use an item, gain 3 shield with vigilance. Vigilance would be really, really nice if he had things triggering often, which he doesn't at the moment. Basically his win condition at the moment is live for as long as possible with a lot of health, chip them down with Jabalian Longbow, and then wait for the desert to finish the job. So he probably is going to pick up Trader, but money is not a problem for him. And in this early build, you couldn't just spend all of your money on extra stuff like affix upgrades and stuff like that. This money is kind of going to waste until we get to a bigger event. Yeah, so he's going to go for the sell. So he's going to get lots of extra money here. So we really are looking for a big event. Like at this point, when you've got 10 or more gold, you really want to be looking for the big sort of NPC consumable events. So you're looking for, at the moment, you're looking for, is it the birthday? I don't know. Whatever it is that spawns a bunch of cake. I think it's like a festival. There's the fireworks show. That's also pretty big. The shoemaker is also really big. You can get a lot of speed. But he's going to go for the brass knuckles. Oh, this is a really interesting merchant. So this merchant that he just went to, obviously that's temporary art, but it literally spawns a copy of everything you have, which is pretty fucking cool. So at the moment, if he wanted this exact same build, and he just wanted to use up a lot of his gold, or not even use up a lot of his gold, he could sell everything and then buy everything with Lemonade Stand to gain an extra, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 80 health he could get just from selling his other 4 items. Ah, he doesn't do it. He's gonna stick to the long play. He's obviously not necessarily happy about his hand. Like that's the play you do if you want to keep what you've got. He's lost twice, once to an NPC. Maybe he doesn't want to keep what he's got. At this point, he's just selling stuff. But yeah, sell the yo-yo as well. 40 max health is more than the 1 damage it's going to give you. Sell it. Do it. That 1 damage every second is not worth it. There we go. You probably want to keep the longbow. This is a bit of a meme build, but I mean, look at it. We've now got 380 health, a whole bunch of shielding. He should be good in this fight. So she's got poison, which does go through his shielding. As the fire's going to burn his shielding down before the poison has a chance, so... Oh, she doesn't actually have poison because she's got too many weapons. Never mind. Is he lost here? Nah, he's fine. So the issue with these builds... So this is a sort of Vanessa... It's basically a Vanessa throwing knife build. It's just an early Vanessa throwing knife build. Basically, throwing knives, they have 4 ammo, and whenever you use a weapon, they activate. So they can be quite bursty, especially when you combo with other things. They've got a cannon as well, which also has ammo. If you can survive the initial onslaught of a Vanessa sort of weapon build, an ammo-based weapon build, then you're fine. Don't panic. I nearly panicked, but don't panic. If you get to this stage, she's got no... If you see all these zeros across her board, like 0, 0, 0, and 0, and you've still got 250 health, you are fine. You have done your job. You have tanked the first hit. Even the fire tick is the burning tick is gone now. There'll be another one applied, but that's doing nothing. And here comes the sandstorm to put her to rest. Pygmalian longbow gets a shot in. Yeah, she doesn't have a chance. Oh, well, she had a bit of a chance, but he brought it back with a double lemonade stand sell. Alright, don't go to pole. I guess he's looking to replace one of the lemonade stands, but the chances of finding the large item you wanted was slim to none. Is he just going to buy the potion? I don't know if he wants either of those okay, he's going for the land. It's land scraper. That's what it's called, not landmark. Is this the cat that steals from you? No. Okay, so now he's going all in on sandstorm. Sandstorm is the only way he does damage here now, right? Because lemonade stands are just there to buff his max health. 420, by the way, very nice. And Landscraper here is just giving him shielding. It's 30 shielding, it's a lot of shielding, but he has 0 way of doing damage outside of the Sandstorm, which kicks in at 30 seconds. It's a very interesting build. It's a very Pygmalian build. Other classes can do this, of course, but Pygmalion is so far the best for doing these store builds. And honestly, they don't feel as bad as store builds in other games, because you're not there for like an hour while they stall out your entire deck and make you die from draw fatigue. You're there for 30 seconds until the sandstorm kicks in, and then you die, and then you go and play someone else. So yeah, stall does exist in the Bazaar, but it's only like 30 seconds, so you're fine. But yeah, he's got this on the bag. Again, though, he has taken about half of his health worth of damage on only the second event of the day. He has no hearts left. there are very few ways of healing in the middle of the day. He can generate more max health, easy peasy. He's probably going to go to Pol again because he probably wants to replace one of these lemonade stands. But I don't think that's... Yeah, maybe that is the right play. Maybe you don't want weapons at this point. Basically, his two options here are to go to Ayla and buy weapons, or go to Pol and buy another item that takes up this much space, a large item. So he has these two lemonade stands that are generating a lot of max health, but he's already kind of hit the point in max health where you start to be able to tank things. So if he goes any further into this, he is committing to a defensive store build. At this point, he could kind of rejig his board and try and find a decent weapon to play with. But we'll see. He's got 23 gold to play with as well. To be fair, what I'd like to see here, once you have this amount of money, just keep building up how you've been building. Try and hold on and find one of those big consumable events. If he knows he's going to get a whole bunch of strength because he finds the gym event or the training event or whatever it's called, then he can go into like looking for yo-yo and haladi and flail, these weapons that are going to strike multiple times and make a lot of use of his strength. But if he's going to end up finding the cake event and end up with a heck ton more max health, then he may as well keep doing this sort of thing. So there's the flail I was talking about. Oh, that's animated. Wait, did anyone else spot that? Flail is actually animated. But this item is animated. Just barely. That's kind of cute. Sorry, this isn't a first playthrough. I'm still spotting stuff though. Okay, is he going to go for the space scraper? Nope, he's going to pick up some healing, which is actually smart. So now he has succulents. If he can go up against an enemy, an NPC fight, PvE fight even, then he has a chance to actually heal. If his shields can keep their damage at bay, then he can heal with succulents. But he has to be able to build up enough shielding to survive the sandstorm. So I don't know. It's got to be a low HP thing. Go for the bee. Don't go for the Medusa. In which case, okay, at this point he's committed to not healing then. Because, especially with this blowgun going to do poison damage, right? This is going to go through his shielding anyway. But he's just not really going to heal anything from this. Which is fine. Maybe he's after the money. He's greeding. He's going full greed. Yeah, you've got to appreciate someone that's happy to go full greed. You see, succulents, each time they proc, give you 4 healing. So you're going to heal even more next time around. Yeah, it's not enough. He's going to come out of this with less health again. And we're dangerously close to having 100 health, which is what you start at. It's a rough run, but at the very least, like, you see that he's got 1 win in the chest. He's beaten some of the NPCs. Like, it doesn't feel... Well, it feels like a rough run. Wait, what? So there is a unit that heals, and he found it. So in the Hag, you either fight them and take a lot of damage, like this thing destroys your max health, or you just heal to full. Perfect. Alright, he's not in a bad position at all. And here we go. We found our first big event. We found the boot trader, boot seller, boot maker. And he's going to spend 10 gold and get 50 speed, which, just to try and explain speed again, if you want more information, there is a YouTube video called a Hero Stats Guide, I believe, on the channel. But 100 speed is a 50% cooldown reduction, because it makes you go 100 times as fast, which is 200 times speed, which is twice as quick, 50% cooldown. So 50 speed is basically a 25% cooldown reduction on all of your items. I think every time I have to explain speed, I'm getting slightly more coherent. Alright, so we're against another ammo build here. We've got to just survive that first initial wave of damage and we should be good. And it looks like we've done just that. Although they do have shielding, so there is a chance that that they are able to keep going with us. But not that we've got healing and regen going. Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. Any ammo build needs to kill in that first wave before you run out of ammo or you're done. Speed is the only stat that I forget how it works. Speed is the weirdest stat that we know so far. Maybe there are other stats in the game, like, I don't know, altitude or something? Who knows? But yeah, speed is definitely the weirdest stat that we know of so far. Everything else works like you would expect. Regeneration regenerates you. It heals you over time. Strength makes you hit harder. Armor's another weird one because armor gives you shielding. Shields are what appear on your bar. Armor is armor. Armor is what triggers shielding. Truffles! Man, do you remember when truffle stacking was the build? I remember when truffle stacking was the build. Alright, so he's bought a business card, which I'm pretty sure when you sell, you get another item. So, again, it's kind of like the monocle. It's just worth picking up if you have double lemonade stand. Is he going to sell it before he goes to the cat, though? Who knows? I probably would. I don't know if he's wondering if he should sell everything else here. Don't sell everything else before a fight. Yeah, okay, he went into this fight with everything he had. Good man. Now, of course, he has 500 health now. This is one thing about max health builds that are really intriguing, is that once you get to this stage, you have 500 max health. You don't have to commit to just being a max health build. You can now try and pick up and build a damaging build, especially now he has 50 speed. He could definitely turn around and try and build something that deals damage. JJ's probably the best bet here, though, because JJ sells everything. So if you're not sure what you want, you can go to JJ and be like, okay, I can work with this or this or this. But he's going to go for a big sell here. He picks up the caltrops. I guess he's going to a defensive build here. Party is really good to get early on. Again, permanently gives you 15 max health every single round. And Bougie gives you 10 max health whenever you use a rare item, which he doesn't have any of yet. So I guess, yeah, he's just going to pick Hearty. Both of those are better to pick up early on, I guess. Although you can get things like luxury tents. So Bougie would have been nice here because this is a rare item. Currently, we only know if an item is rare based on its price tag. So it costs 3 gold. It is a rare item. Also, it triggers every 6 seconds. So if you have Bougie, you are gaining, 10 max health every 6 seconds you're in a fight. With this build, you're almost guaranteed to be in a fight for at least 30 seconds, because that's when the sandstorm triggers. So you're getting 50 max health every fight from luxury tents triggering your hero power. And then it heals you based on your max health. Luxury tents is perfect for this build. Luxury tents is the big amount of healing that you wanted to bring. There we go. Yeah. So so long as he's like cycles lemonade stands now or something, he'll be fine. Like, it's probably worth keeping succulents unless you pick up like a business card. Oh, he's exploring the fact that the the asset doesn't quite work. Like, sometimes it bugs out. Oh, we are going to this fight. This is the same PvE fight he lost at the beginning, by the way, which he is now going to trounce. It's really it's just a shame that he doesn't have bourgeoisie, or bougie rather. Don't know why I'm saying bourgeoisie. Bougie. All right, so let's see how much he can. The true test here is how much he can exit the fight with, because that'll show you roughly what he's capable of in an actual fight. And he's basically got full health. That last tick of healing was about to hit and heal him to full. So we're looking for our. If we win the next round, then he's gone 3 wins, 3 losses. He's broke even. That, in my mind, is an ideal run. All right, Kino is our last thing. Pick up shielding. Don't hate it. Especially against a Vanessa build. The shielding will eat most of the hits, and then your luxury tents can kick in and heal you. And we are against a Vanessa build. With all of the ammo. But it doesn't have like the one thing you wish you would have. That was a weird animation. Do you see that? Was it the repeater? That when it fires off all of its ammo. So it looks like it doesn't wait for anything at all. It just like, watch it. It'll fire once, the card shakes, and then all of the ammo disappears instantly. So it's not like it fires bang, 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 bang. It fires once and then like unloads the entire thing in one more shot. I just looked up to see how the fight was going and we were at full health. Like luxury tents, if you get luxury tents in a max health build, you're sorted. You're actually sorted. There's nothing a normal build can do about this. We can theory craft a high heaven and bring something that beats this. But with 50 speed, there's just nothing you do here. There's also very little he does here. I'd always be tempted to go to pole, hope I get another luxury tents, and then I could sell my luxury tents and buy another luxury tents. But equally, this guy's an event. And events are always good to go to. You can do the bodyguard event, pick up some extra strength or something. That'll be good. He's going to go for the one person I said he shouldn't, isn't it? Yep. Yes, Ayla. I was like, you could go to the bodyguard event. You could pick up try and pick up another luxury tent or lemonade stand. But no. Anyway, another NPC fight. NPC fights should be pretty easy for him now. But yeah, there's nothing too much to say here. He's got a relatively perfect build for dealing with NPCs. I'd say the other type of build you want to take, if you want to fight a lot of NPCs, you want to go with something like this that has a lot of healing. Not necessarily a lot of health, but a lot of healing. Or something that can burst them down quick. So like a Vanessa throwing knives build. Properly set up. Or my insta-kill Matryoshka build. Is he going to go for the Atlas Stone? Did you decide it's time? He's 3-3 now. No, he's going to pick up bandages? No, he was going to sell his luxury. He was going to sell his lemonade stand. So he made use of still having 2 and also sold his healing, his succulents. Because he knew he was going to replace it all anyway. Billboard, another when sell. Pinata, another when sell. Pinata plus lemonade stand. Pinata plus billboard. Pinata plus anything like that is insane. So when you buy Pinata, you just have a Pinata. When you sell Pinata, you get the gold back for it, and it fills your board with chocolate bars, which are a single small item that you can sell to gain max health. So say he wouldn't ever sell his luxury tents here, but if he did sell his luxury tents and his Atlas Stone, you buy a Pinata, sell it, it will give you 7 more chocolate bars to each sell for like 10 max health themselves and from 20 max health from Lemonade Stand. It's really, really big to pick up early. If you can get something that just drops a ton of items for you, is he going to go for it? The madman actually went for it, and now he really, at the moment there's a bug where it doesn't spawn all the way. But he actually sold his luxury tents. Luxury tents were the way to go for him. Admittedly, he's now up to 800 health. Like, he would not have been at 800 health had he not done this, but I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a risk. That healing is what was keeping him going. We'll see now in this Cultist fight again. He comes out of it worse, or he'll have to come out of it worse than he did before. He was just playing for the memes, I guess. Luxury Tent was too easy. Luxury Tents is definitely going to be that comfort pick, though. If you are going a max health build and you spot a Luxury Tents, I'd kind of recommend you hold on to it. It's probably one of those items that if you see it at the right time, you can probably guarantee yourself a 4-3, 5-3 run, at least. Saying that, he's doing alright. 933 out of 970. Maybe I would have made the wrong call. Here you go, here's the training setup. He has 56 gold, so if I were him, I would actually just... he doesn't have a single weapon, though. Yeah, no, I can understand why he skipped. But those events are super important. Once you've got a lot of gold, those events are very, very much worth it. I mean, that's where he's got his 25% cooldown reduction from, his 50 speed. Ooh, this is a big Vanessa build. And this isn't too reliant. Oh my god. This Vanessa build isn't reliant on ammo, really. That's insane. This is such a good Vanessa build. So, holsters, one of my favorite cards in the game currently, triggers small items either side of it. So at the start of the fight, holsters triggers both of these lighters, which just apply burning. Incendiary round applies burning to the weapons either side of it. So when this thing triggers, it applies like, I don't know, 20 burning maybe? This one like 10. All of that is kind of slightly stronger than the Vanessa ammo builds we've seen so far, right? That's typically slightly better. But then what absolutely tips it over the edge is this keg over here, which is perfectly timed. That once all of this is triggered, that's just long enough for the keg to then trigger, which applies, I think off the top of my head, 5 burning, and then doubles the burning stack on your opponent. Like, look at the bottom right. Look at the burning tick. Watch this space. 70, 20, 45, 40, 36, 32, 28, 25, 22. It's going to trigger 31, 24. Boom, 122. And the fight's just over. 5 burn, then double your opponent's burn. Which it felt like it... Oh my god. I was about to say it felt like it did this twice. And then the item next to it gives dual casts. There you go, Pearl. The left item has dual cast. So he dropped the burn tick actually dropped to like 25. This applied burning to bring it up to 30. Then doubled it to 60. And did 5 burn again to 65. And then doubled it to like 130 nearly. Oh my god. And that's 130 every second. 130. Well, it ticks down, so it's like 130, 129, 128, 127. This man, he has a lot of health. He ain't got that much health. And he had to survive 30 seconds of that, which meant he would have to have survived 100, 129, 128, 127, all the way down to 100. So that's at least, what, 3,000 damage he would have had to survive before the sandstorm kicked in? This build is actually insane. And this person, Morguloth, he's well known amongst the testing community. This probably went on to be like a 10-win build. I don't see how you necessarily defeat that. Maybe with a Vanessa build that insta-kills because he's only got 130 health. But even so, this build goes off pretty quick. Just a bit squishy. Absolutely crazy build. So congrats to Morguloth, and yeah, Reynad made mostly good choices during that game. It was fun to point out some of the little highlights and stuff there, though.
I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free.